This episode of My North End the podcast is proudly sponsored by Michael Kelly Injury Lawyers. When the unexpected happens, like a workplace injury, a car accident, or medical malpractice, you need somebody who knows the system inside and out and is going to fight tirelessly and relentlessly for you. That's Mike Kelly and his team. He's also a North End guy in addition to being a top-notch personal injury attorney. And make sure to visit his team over at the Feast. They have a table set up and they are giving away a Vespa. That's right, you heard that correctly. It doesn't cost anything to enter. All you have to do is be there, visit them, scan a QR code, and you have a chance to win. So remember, when you're injured, call Kelly, call 4. Hi, and welcome to My North End, the podcast. I'm your host, Alexandra Salmon, and today, on the eve of the Feast of all feasts, St. Anthony's Feast, I have two very special guests with me, two guys that make it a success year in and year out, Jason Aluia and Michael Bonetti. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Welcome to St. Anthony's Club.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. You guys are always so good to me, and I love having the pictures from Feast Pass in the background. I think people love it. So thank you.
Yeah, no, it's great. And I'm so happy your podcast is great, highlighting the best of our neighborhood, and we really love it.
Well, thank you. Glad you like it.
Yeah. Appreciate you showing off St. Anthony's Club and showcasing our feast on your podcast.
Of course. Well, it's as everybody says, you said it best, I guess. This was so funny to me. This is last night. We were at the end of the Fisherman's Feast. It's the closing ceremonies, that kind of heavily features like the girls and the former Flying Angels. So it's all three D'Amicos and you're with them. Everybody's got their arms around each other. And you said to them, okay, this is it. We've had the rest. Now are you ready for the best?
Yes, I did say that. And that's, I can't take credit for it. That is a St. Anthony's Club phrase. You've seen the rest, now see the best.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's what the North End, growing up in the North End, you wait all summer for the feast. And all of them. Like, we love every feast, and everyone has their own patron saint and the towns their grandparents are from and their great-grandparents. But St. Anthony's Feast was always special growing up because it was the last celebration of the summer, and you knew you were going to school right after. So you celebrated all summer, and then St. Anthony's Feast weekend came, and you just, you got a chance as a kid to be out all night, celebrate, be out with your friends, and run around the streets, and not with your parents, watching over you and just having fun, and every once in a while going by a stand and stealing a Zapoli from someone. It was really a lot of fun. Yeah.
Well, being watched by the whole North End, and you didn't even know it, I'm sure.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. There's a line in the North End. You don't have one mother, you have 100 mothers. Because if you did something wrong on one street, it got back to my mother even before I got home. Because, they used to have the window, everyone on the windowsills, everyone sitting outside. Neighborhoods changed a bunch, but everyone still watches out for each other.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So you grew up with it, too.
I did grow up. I grew up 2 doors down, born on Endicott Street. Really raised next door. Always, remembering, one of our older members who's now passed, BA, always here every morning, cleaning the sidewalk. When I was little, I didn't really understand the whole concept of everything just yet, but that was, like St. Anthony's father. So he used to open the chapel for me at night, so you could, goodbye to St. Anthony, good night to him, and then go back home for the evening. But grew up in this, I had the opportunity when I was younger to dress up like St. Anthony for a bunch of years. Eventually, didn't really grow out of the costume because I didn't really change in height too much.
It still fits though.
You wear it?
Yeah.
Every once in a while we try to, stick him in it, but he has this new polos.
Yes. So, and then, after 40 years, I finally turned 21 and I got to become a member of St. Anthony's.
Yeah. I mean, growing up, I'm slightly older than Bonetti. Michael Bonetti. Actually, my birthday is on the feast.
No
this
kidding.
Year, it's right before, but I was born on the Friday of St. Anthony's Feast. My middle name it's Jason Anthony. I always have a birthday celebration as well as St. Anthony's Feast. So I tell everyone I have the biggest birthday in all of Boston because now that I hired the bands, I make them play Happy Birthday. But growing up in the North End, I had the same experience as him, but I was lucky enough to see him grow up, right? And now he's like a little brother to us all. But Bonetti used to walk around dressed as St. Anthony and cultivate, and that's what it is, the next generation. Like, I was the next generation. I joined the club at 21 myself. And he mentioned BA, and there was a lot of old timers still in the club. BA was our custodian. His real name was Carmen LaFerrari. He had the most delicate of names,
Oh.
but the hardest of attitudes.
Yes.
But he was here every day, morning to night, and with a bunch of guys. Was the club culture in the North End, play some cards, drink a Schlitz, but always home, always here. If people wanted to go see St. Anthony, he would let them in. We still try to keep that tradition, and Michael's doing a great job as the next generation doing it with us. I'm on the feast committee with him, and I was proud we voted. He's our new president.
Yes.
First term president.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And it's an honor to continue this tradition. And now, we have a lot of the younger kids now. There's a lot more kids now than there were even when I was growing up. And
Really?
I love seeing the interest in them. And I get to torture them now, which is always fun. But it is, you see them, they carry the flags, they walk in the procession, they all wear the matching shirts. And it's something that you want to see continue on. You want to see them have that interest in it. You want to see them have that love for it that, is really something special to the North End.
Oh, absolutely.
And that was the big thing. Like growing up, you got to, we have something called the sheet, right? And it's four women carry each corner. It's an embroidered sheet of St. Anthony and St. Lucie, and people used to throw change from the window or dollar bills. As much as the dollar bills go on the saint, they used to actually throw them in the sheet as well. So all the change went in there. And then when you were a little kid with your aunt or your grandparent, you would do the sheet with them. And then the boys would get mad because all the girls did the sheet. And so then we started carrying the flags, the banner. And you got a little older and strong enough to carry the flag. And then you got old and I was the supply kid for a while, marching with St. Anthony.
What does that entail?
So St. Anthony is a 10-hour procession. So
Yeah.
I started marching when I was 10 or 11 o'clock with my neighbor and our member, probably our oldest member now, Frank Contrado. And my mother, his sister and sister-in-law lived next to the same building as me. And they're like, oh, I'll watch. And Frank never watched the street, but it was St. Anthony Sunday. So you're in the parade and they're like, oh, Jason, go carry the buttons. And then I carry the buttons and the extra prayer cards, and I would run back to get more. And then I just, you grow up in the feast, and then I got to carry the saint. And I was old enough, I would help them feast. We put up the bandstand in chapel, or, do stuff in the club. And then at 21, you become a member, and then you could run for office, and that's what we did. I'm a trustee, and I've been on the feast committee. This year will be 30 years.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I love it.
You're
so
a lifer, yeah.
I kind of am a lifer. I still think I'm like the young kid, but I'm not. Especially when last time I had to go home early after the fisherman's feast, which I had a lot of fun at. But I know I have to save my energy because the big one's coming up for us. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we do get a little bit of a break this year, which is nice.
Yeah. We have. St. Anthony's has to be the last Sunday of August by tradition. It's we're from Multifiltroni, Avellino. So when we're having our feast, they're having their feast as well.
Oh, at the same time.
Same exact time. So I've never seen their feast, and a lot of people haven't because it coincides the same weekend. They have a longer duration because they have one big festival a year where we had 5. So yeah, when St. Anthony comes out at noon on Sunday, St. Anthony and Multifiltroni is coming out, the 6-hour difference, same time.
So wait,
Yeah.
he comes out at, I guess,
He
what,
comes out at
6 p.m.?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they walk simultaneously for 6 hours together.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's really great. We went there to visit. It was beautiful. I'm not from that town. My family's from a different town. But I'm just so happy to carry on those traditions because St. Anthony's universal, in my opinion. Or a lot of people's opinion. It was a universal sin.
I was going to say, that's what everybody says because all the other feasts, San Gennaro, I guess, is Naples, but the others, they're all from very specific parts of Sicily, so you have to be Sicilian. You don't have to. Well, with fishermen, you definitely have to be.
Yeah.
With the others, maybe you don't have to be, but that's where their roots are. And everyone says St. Anthony's is everybody else.
St. Anthony is known across the world, is really one of the most well-known saints. Actually, I know someone that asked a question one time about St. Francis, and they asked if St. Francis was part of St. Anthony's order. And I was like, well, no, St. Francis started that. But that's how well-known St. Anthony is. He's really, one of most revered saints across the globe.
We had a Bob's Grocery on Endicott Street, which
Yeah.
now closed recently. Was there for ages, and then the Vietnamese couple took over, Lam and Anna, and they're right on the street, the same street as the feast, and we went by to say hello, and they're like, "Oh my God, we love St. Anthony." They're from St. Anthony Village in Vietnam.
Wow.
And they had a statue of St. Anthony in their village.
That's amazing.
They were so happy to be on Endicott Street.
Did they know about that when they came here?
No, it was just by chance. They saw the decorations going up and the posters like announcing the feast and the ribbons we give out. And they were like, "Oh, can we have one?" We're they were Catholics and love St. Anthony.
Wow.
Yeah, it was so great. Yeah.
That's amazing.
And we just said right before this podcast started, we had three people from Rome coming.
Yeah.
Was just walking by and like just asking, and we had someone from Mass General just come in this morning who walked in and said, I hear I could say a prayer in here. My mother-in-law's going through treatments at Mass General, and he goes, "Can I see St. Anthony?" And he let him in, and he sat down and spent like 15 minutes alone. And so we love that, because that's the important part of the feast. We all think of the feast with the confetti and the bands and the calzone and the
Right.
cannoli and straw bar. But when it gets down to it, it's kind of, we're here to honor St. Anthony in a very loud Italian way, obviously, which we love. But it's that special connection that we do it.
And for most of us, especially, the members that are here, our most important role is to bring St. Anthony to the people. So, Saturday of the feast, Friday night, or even Sunday, especially when St. Anthony's in his outdoor chapel and people are coming up throughout the weekend to see him, you hear a lot of different stories about why people came and, why they have their donation to give to St. Anthony, even just to see him. So, that's what it's really important for.
Doing chapel duties is really a great experience during the feast, and I'm sure every feast, but you sit there and we call it vigil at St. Anthony, because it comes out on Friday. It doesn't go back into this building until Sunday.
And you're with him day and night, or somebody is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We guard him and stay with him, and St. Lucy.
Yep.
We can't forget St. Lucy.
You can't forget her.
We have to talk about St. Lucy. We love St. Lucy. But when you're doing chapel duty, people come, like he said. My aunt used to live here. We had open house on Prince Street. Oh, my grandmother lives on Sheaf Street. That was a patron saint. Oh, he helped me with, finding my husband, or he helped me get pregnant, and because they prayed to him. So they come back every year. So again, there's the people come for the festivities and the celebration, the music, and there's people who also love that, but come make sure they go see the saint. They may make a donation, say their prayer, and then they'll have some fun. And that's what
And to this day, there's still people that every year they bring gold to St. Anthony. His, a lot of the pictures you'll see, especially of our statue, you see his coat with gold. And every year there's gold added to that, just from people's intentions being answered by him. And, they offer him something in return.
That's amazing, because I've seen the gold. I always thought it was you guys, honestly.
Oh, no, that gold's over 100. But God knows how old some old pieces are. But from day one, there has been gold on St. Anthony since 1919. It's been collected, so it's sewn on. And that was made by a local woman. One of our members had it made, and because I think that's the third coat in the 100-something years we've had.
Wow.
Or third or fourth.
It's held up really well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
it was made probably in the 80s. In memory of one of our members' mother and father from multiple children. So he had it made by Anna Calitri, my friend's mom, was a seamstress, made the coat, and then individually sews each piece of. Now that stays on there. We secure it every year. His sisters actually.
Yeah. So now they took it
wow.
over. So Natalina Tizano was doing it before them. She would come
Was
in.
she?
So every year, Friday morning, when we get St. Anthony ready, and nobody sees this part, which is probably one of my favorite parts of the feast, is getting St. Anthony ready. And Jason really leads that off, and now I have the honor of just being in the room to assist. And my sisters come in, they help sew on whatever new pieces or reinforce some old pieces that might be a little loose or whatever the case might be. and then getting St. Anthony ready to make his debut Friday night.
You talk about passing things on. It's a small little thing. So we actually wash St. Anthony dry gut, and there's a secret little sophist we had to shine them up.
Okay, how do you
So-
wash him? Like
I
with
was
soap
taught
and
to
water,
me.
or like a real like
No
a
soap.
Okay.
Warm, very lukewarm water with a splash of whole milk.
Huh.
Has to be whole milk.
whole milk?
Yep, whole milk.
Someone tried to do 2%. I said,
Not for St.
No,
Anthony.
St. Anthony's not on a diet, especially St. Anthony's Feast weekend. But, you know, he's talking about his sisters doing that, and Nadalina did it before. When I started, Peter Greco, my friend's grandfather, was our treasurer for almost 45, 50 years, lived 3 doors down. Actually, his daughter Camille was in the apartment she grew up in. He was the one who taught. He goes, "Oh, Jason, start doing this," because I became the trustee and to put the gold on. And he's like, "This is how we wash them." And then we used to have little Josie Siciliano. She lived on Endicott Street, and she used to sew the gold. And then her eyes got bad, so then she goes, "I have someone. Can I ask Nadalina?" And I was like, "Oh, of course. Like that's my friend's mother. Nadalina's from multiple joints." So she got Nadalina. Nadalina started sewing the gold.
Oh yeah, St. Anthony's her guy. I'm not
Yes.
surprised.
Oh, yes.
As
Yep.
Nadalina says, Anthony's my friend, my brother, my father. Yes, she's the best, Nadalina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love her. And she passed on to his sisters as well, the ribbons that come from the saint
Yep.
during Sunday. The girl, we call them ribbon girls, ribbon ladies, ribbon girls. Their badge says ribbon girl. And we have 21 ribbon girls that hold a ribbon that come from the saint. And that's all sewed on too. And like that has to be sewed so it's secure. And yeah, and Nadalina passed that on to his sisters.
So, and then
it's fun.
Jason's shown me how to, take care of the statue. So now, slowly I kind of help with that.
Yeah, it's fun. It's Friday morning. It's quiet. And we get him ready, and it's like alone time. It's before the chaos.
Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah,
So you guys have had like every job in the society, basically, is what it sounds like.
yeah, growing up, you get to do everything, and if you're active, most members do. Like I actually only been a trustee. I haven't certainly in office other than feast committee I've had here, but we have a good group of guys that it's not just us. I mean,
Right.
it's 9 of us on the committee that run the feast. There's 8 officers that run the organization in this building. Well, we have 130 members from, I think our youngest members are 23.
I think so. Yeah.
Our oldest Frank is 96 now.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so he's still active. His father was a founder of the feast. He's
Okay.
and now he has his children. Yeah, so there's 4 generations of that family. And the DePrizios, we know Gerard,
Yeah.
carpenter.
Oh yes.
We love
Oh,
Gerard. His grandfather founded the feast. Another multifortunese guy,
yeah.
Luigi.
Amazing family. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
love the DePrizios. So I grew up in this club knowing them, knowing Gerard's father. I love Jerry. Someone just mentioned his name, Bernie Ramonti, because Jerry used to work at Francesco's restaurant. He was, I miss Jerry. He was a great guy. I said he
Aw,
was.
I bet he
'Cause Jerry
was.
taught me things.
Okay.
Jerry, they all retired when I kind of became a member. So this is like the early 90s. And they were getting 60, 70 years old at that time. And like, all right, we're going to not, so who retired as treasurer? Jerry did his last term as president, Jerry DePrizio, the father.
The father. Okay. Because Jerry, the carpenter, that Jerry, he's still very involved.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Gerard, so it's a tradition that, like his grandfather and his father, Gerard takes St. Anthony out on Sunday and Friday. So, and steers the bars, and we make sure Gerard's there. Takes him out and takes him home. Because that's what his grandfather and father always did.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's good. He's a good carpenter.
Of that, I have no doubt.
Yeah. Those are like the little traditions, like knowing who takes St. Anthony home.
This show is brought to you by the Golden Goose Market, or the Goose as it's known here in the North End. It's truly a neighborhood grocery store. From hard-to-find wines to everyday products, the Golden Goose has you covered. The proprietor, Steve DeAngelis, and his friendly and caring staff take pride in stocking the freshest fruits and vegetables, the highest quality meats and seafood, and a diverse selection of specialty items. You can visit them 7 days a week at 179 Commercial Street, and you can also order online at goldengoosemarket.com. They make local deliveries, and I swear they come to somebody's rescue just about every single day. Stop in and see them today. My North End, the podcast, is brought to you by Good Taste Records. Recently named by Boston Globe as one of the best record stores in Boston, although I think they're best of all. Good Taste Records is a one-of-a-kind vinyl shop tucked in the north end of Boston, owned and carefully curated by a husband and wife team who are passionate and knowledgeable. Every record in the shop is hand-selected with hard-to-find pressings from every era, and there's even a listening room so you can hear the music before you take it home. Looking for something you've never seen before? Whether you're a lifelong collector or just getting started, Good Taste Records is the place. Go visit them at 4 Thatcher Street and find yourself something truly unique. The show is brought to you by Looks by Layza. Layza is an absolutely incredible makeup artist here in the Boston area with over 7 years of experience. Her work has been featured in People Magazine, Boston Magazine, Style Me Pretty, Boston Man Magazine, and more. Layza specializes in bridal, commercial, editorial, and personal branding. And I can personally attest that she's basically a miracle worker. My own co-host wife didn't even recognize me at first. From the one show I did where I was a complete amateur, I wore no makeup. And then when I got it done, she said that I looked more like myself on camera. So if you ever need makeup done for any occasion, Layza is simply the best. So go to looksbylayza.com to schedule your appointment today.
Who carries them at certain spots because they're, that's where their family was from. What songs to play in front of certain houses.
Okay.
And that's still a thing. Like who wants, like Franny kept, she's Franny Gannon now, but to us, North Enders, she's always Franny Cap. She's in St. Lucy's Club, big St. Anthony family. She always wants to hear Regina Marley, and then When Irish Eyes Are Smiling, because her husband Jimmy Gannon is Irish from Brighton. And they dance to that song every St. Anthony Sunday on Hull Street.
Yes, actually right next to where, we moved to Hull Street, the suburbs, I called it.
Okay.
So she's next door. So after St. Anthony comes to my place, he goes over to Franny Cap's, and always tradition, Irish Eyes Are Smiling. And Jason's great at knowing what songs to play. I'm learning that one still. Yeah. Which songs are where.
Do you direct the band?
Well, I yell at the band more than direct them. So I'm the guy in front of the scene. So that's my job. It's been my job for a while. Used to be Peter Greco's job.
Okay.
And then I started doing it in the 90s. And the Saint Marshal, I guess, is the title. But then I know I just yell at the band, Arrivederci Roma has to be played at 61 Prince Street because a former member loved that song and his wife would always request it. They're long gone.
Yeah.
Georgie Zampicelli died in the 70s. His wife died 10 years ago, but I still play that song at that house to this day.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's like those little things that I know, like that make St. Anthony Sunday.
And even one of our other traditions, you'll see a Friday and Sunday night when St. Anthony comes home after the money's off and we do our final walk. When we come down Endicott Street and go around to Washington Street, he faces certain buildings.
Okay.
And that's been a tradition. Actually, now we've gotten it down to a science about which buildings he faces. But, they're former presidents, they're deceased members, family, friends, people on the street or the area of the building where he used to be kept before we had the club.
105 North Washington Street. Yeah, that's so saying. He bought this building. Well, no, the guys bought the building in 1957.
Okay, yeah, I was looking at that wall over there with the charter, yeah.
Yeah, a charter. So that's our second charter. But when we bought the building, we chartered. But before that, he stayed at 105 North Washington Street in the home of the Coney family, whose granddaughter is still a ribbon girl.
Oh, that's great.
And make sure every Friday when St. Anthony comes out, when we stop there, she has a ribbon for St. Anthony.
Oh, that's great.
And Joanne's a sweetheart. And she's been carrying a ribbon God longer than I've been a member. Yeah. And so 105, and then we bought the building here. So we have those little traditions that we know that we do that mean a lot to us. So just turning the Saint in to see, the DiPrizio house where they grew up at 170. And
yeah, that's right. It's right there.
That's it, right there.
Yeah.
And that black and white. Yeah. That's 1945. So that was the White House. That was Georgie, the DiPrizio sub shop. And right after VJ Day in 1945, they put up a chapel and a string of lights and had a little festival.
Oh, that's why I love this picture, because it's not...
Yeah.
Yeah, because VJ Day was so close to it.
Yeah, and we stopped the feast for like 3 years, I figured. I think they had it in 40.
Oh, during the war?
Yeah, during the war.
So I think we stopped at 42, 43, 44.
So they stopped the feast during the war?
Yes, so they stopped the feast during the war for a few years because a lot of guys went to war.
Good point.
Yeah, a lot of our members, Lefty Contrado, Frank, there's a bunch, and it just wasn't appropriate. There was the they were they were saving things and they had to give up a lot. There was
Right.
so and then right in 1945 they came back and it's been the same. I think the feast really, the North End started to change in the 70s, but it really got bigger in all of the feasts.
Okay.
70s, more non-North Enders, outsiders, as we sometimes like to call people.
Yeah. So it shifted from like a religious neighborhood thing
very
to
neighborhood,
more of a I don't like a festival.
Cultural festival event. Yeah, I think it. I mean, but at the core, everything kind of is still the same. Like we still do those take them out. We have the mass and. It's just bigger. We try to, there's more stands maybe. So actually the 70s, it was huge. We went up Prince Street. It was on Cooper Street. When I was a kid, they had these, it was everywhere.
Okay, did they have the stands or that was
Yeah,
later?
it wasn't maybe as close. They were like more spread apart, but we went all the way down to what we call Castanetti's, which is the Stillman.
Stillman's, yeah.
Yeah. The feast went all the way down there and there was open houses. That's what's missing, a lot of the open houses. There's a few left.
Yeah, I was gonna say we got to get that back.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, by North Bennett Court, someone's cooking.
All right, I will. If you guys come and bring the saint into the courtyard, I will cook. I promise.
I don't know if
We'll
we'll fit in the
make that
courtyard,
work.
but we could go up front.
Okay.
That's for sure.
All right.
But North Bennett Street, yeah, and that was always fun. No, it's in. I don't know how Santa always got home late. Like when I was a kid, it was dark and Santa was on Endicott Street, and because my windows faced the bandstand, my mother's.
Okay.
And we had open house 4 days. And it was like whole family, friends. Like it was chaos, but everyone was doing it.
Yeah.
And you saw, but Sandy still comes home late with less open houses, but everyone wants to take a photo now.
Yes.
iPhones changed everything. So not that it delays. We love people taking pictures and obviously they're making a donation, but all right, to smile and people just want to come up and take. Yeah, so I like trolling Instagram app to taking pictures. Yeah.
And I think St. Anthony Sunday, what makes it really special is it's one of the few Sundays you really still get, not all the open houses that maybe we had at the time, but you still do get a number of families that still do open houses St. Anthony Sunday.
It was like yesterday, like Fisherman's
Yes.
Sunday, Fisherman's
Yeah.
Thursday. You see those families from North, especially North Street at the Fisherman's Feast. You see a lot of the old Endicott Street people our weekend. But more like those two feasts in particular.
Yeah.
Like I love all the feasts, right? But Fisherman St. Anthony, you get a whole hodgepodge of people who I went to school with, right? Like my mother went to school with. I saw my mother's classmate yesterday, 2 of them.
Oh, that's amazing.
Who stopped me and said, "Where's your mother?"
Where was she?
She was here making sandwiches for the Fisherman's Feast. My mother and Lillian were making some cold cut sandwiches. So when the fishermen, their bands come by, we give them something.
I love that about all the societies. Whenever it's somebody else's feast, that they all open their doors to whoever's on for that weekend to give them and the band a break and food and drinks. I think that's so beautiful.
It's the camaraderie. I mean, we all, as Michael said at the beginning, you had the wrestling. We all had that little rivalry.
Yeah, of course.
We joke with each other, but we really are a fraternity of festivals and friends who run our organizations. We all support each other. We all go to each other's feasts, and they'll come into, we'll have a Ferroni when we come in, St. Anthony's Club. I'll go down to Fisherman's Club. It's a lot. The whole summer is fun. Now it's August. But,
yeah. And we're here to help each other.
Yeah.
I mean, what's any of this if we can't be there, to help one another make them successful?
Right.
So.
What's also fun is there's the atmosphere where you get to see people you haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
It's new people, like we said about that during chapel duty. And it's amazing having a bar room like this at the feast. We have a whole bar. We get a license. But people come in and, we have a very fancy Carlo Paisano gallon.
Yes.
Wine, right? And they still come in oh, I'm from Connecticut. I'm from Chicago. I'm from, Thursday night, the Fisherman's Feast. I had friends from Chicago, and I met them 30 years ago at St. Anthony's Feast, husband and wife. She was having difficulty getting pregnant, so Catholic family, and she prayed to St. Anthony, and soon thereafter, she credits St. Anthony. She got pregnant with her first son, Anthony. She had two more sons who I know, and now she's their grandparents. So they said, the baby didn't come, but I know all the kids now, and they come to the feast every so often. And the son's in theater, so he was at the North Shore. He was in a production in Greece. He was Kaniki.
Oh, wow.
But they were here so I told them, I said, "Oh, come Fisherman's Feast." I said, and so I brought them down Thursday, brought them in the club, and those guys, took care of them. But this is a friend I have in Chicago for 30 years.
Wow.
And now we have
St. Anthony, yeah.
We have people that come from everywhere now.
Oh,
New York, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Chicago.
Sunnyvale, we'll have the guys from Sunnyvale, California,
Yep.
outside of San Fran. He was the former mayor, I think, actually, Tony. But yeah, they come every year. It's a guys' trip, but they come to St. Anthony's feast.
That's amazing.
In the 70s now. And then one year I said, he goes, next year we have to bring our wives. They're jealous. I think the wives are coming this year. That'll be fun.
That's great.
But it's those things that I really like that make it like worthwhile for us. All the hard work you do, all the, dealing with the city hall, who's been great.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
They have.
Every mayor's great to us. But, Mayor Menino, when I started, I remember Ray Flynn, actually.
Oh, really?
But yeah, Kevin White, Ray Flynn, they're open. The city's supportive, but they have, rules that we have to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah. With all the hard work that you do put into it, it's worth it when you see all these people and they're having fun. Yeah.
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 Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's one of my favorite weekends of the year.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It is. It's just, I call it organized chaos.
Yes.
And, there's hundreds, I think the city estimated almost 300,000 people for the 4 days in and out.
I believe that, honestly.
Yeah. Plus, you have the North End, Freedom Trail, the
Right.
store, the restaurants. There's a lot of people that weekend.
And even if people just pass through at some point, they stumble upon it, which makes it even funnier. They love seeing it. There was a couple that a few years ago, I think it was maybe right before 100. They were just visiting Boston. I don't know if they were necessarily staying in the North End. They came through. They said they loved it. They've been back every year since. They love St. Anthony's Feast now.
That's amazing.
And they said it's probably one of the highlights of their year, which I
Wow.
love to hear.
Of course.
Yeah, we're lucky to still have the support of the neighborhood. Because we know the feast is loud,
Yeah.
it's gritty, it's dirty, right? But, the neighborhood still embraces it, and it's our responsibility, no matter what generation's running the place, to make sure that we're responsive to that. We're going to clean your stoop. We're going to make sure, we're taking care of the neighborhood as well. That's why at the end of the feast, when we pay all the bills, we donate. We have a Little League team for over 50 years. We have scholarships to St. John's School. We give to NEMPAC. We big to supporters of St. Leonard's and St. John's, Sacred Heart, all the churches, the nursing home. And then we have little, if someone writes a letter with a good request, we'll grant a request throughout the year. So a lot of the money we raise, helps pay for the feast, supports our building and our chapel of St. Anthony all throughout the year, and then we give back. So that's important to us.
And the members themselves, throughout the year we hold, especially like near Christmas time, we'll do a clothing drive, just within the membership that usually goes to support, Pine Street Inn or Arch Street, whatever it might be. Change it up every now and then just to give to a different cause. But, the members themselves are also very generous, which is very important because at the end of the day, if it comes from St. Anthony Society, we're representing his name.
St. Lucie does a book bag.
Yes.
Book bag drive. They're doing it now.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, for the new school year. They even did a 1 year. I went. It was really touching. I think it was the Perkins School.
The Easter egg.
The Easter egg hunt.
Yeah.
For blind kids, and what they do, the school is their Easter eggs beep.
Oh.
Sound thing, and St. Lucie sponsored it, and it had pizza, and Regina got the Regina and Bertha was for the eyes involved at the end one. It was fascinating, the things, because St. Lucie, we have to talk about, is the patron saint of eyesight,
Yeah.
loss of vision.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, so, and that's our women's society. So, like we said earlier, like, mothers, sisters, wives, aunts, cousins are in that club, and all the guys are in this club. Not everything overmatches, but that's probably one of my favorite parts of the feast as well. We kind of switched it a few years ago. St. Louis used to be on the Monday.
Yeah, I heard about that. Now it's Thursday.
It's Thursday. So the neighborhood changed, obviously, and then school schedules changed.
Okay.
And more people started going to school, and St. Lucie really was a really very, very, like, it was the not then feast. Like, it was just not then.
Okay.
But, with the young kids, people had to drive. Everyone started to go to school in other states. So
Yeah.
we made we're going to move St. Lucie, and we did to Thursday night. So what happens is when St. Lucie is doing her final walk now, she greets, St. Anthony comes out and they greet each other. Which I think it's in one of these pictures behind me. And then
I see it,
yeah.
we switched to two saints. So that used to happen Sunday night.
Okay.
St. Anthony used to go home, St. Lucie came out.
Oh, he'd pass the torch to St.
And that was
Lucie.
at
So
like
now
11 o'clock at night.
That was 11 o'clock, candlelight vigil. And now St. Lucie passes the torch to St. Anthony, so the ladies go first.
Okay, it's the other way around. Oh, well, there you
Yeah.
go. Ladies first.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. So, and it's fun. It's my, a lot of us, we love that part because they're both out on the street, and it means a lot to us.
That's
You know.
amazing.
Yeah.
So, what are you most looking forward to this year?
Good weather.
Yeah, God
yes,
bless.
Yes.
I hope so.
I don't know, just being around friends. Like I really, once everything's done and St. Anthony's out on the street, and just seeing people, like I mentioned, seeing people have a good time, and just so I think the biggest thing is celebrating the unique way we celebrate our Catholic faith and our Italian heritage with this festival, like everyone does at every festival. But in this one, it's really on display. Proud Catholics, proud Italians, like doing something that's 100 and something years old.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's important. This, if you look at what has lasted in this country, just in this state or whatever, it's the Boston Marathon, and we're up there.
Yes.
Like, to think about.
Yeah.
Right? So, I know. So it's really something that should be cherished, and that's what I always like, is like hanging around on Saturday and waiting to see people coming by and just walking around. Walking in one of our parades is always fun. We have one every night.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Saturday we have a small one, called the Benvenuti Welcome Parade. We're out for a couple of hours, but we go by a few houses, play a few fun songs, and then Sunday's the big day. That's probably my favorite. St. Anthony's Sunday, the grand procession, visiting everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no one part of the feast I would say is my personal favorite. I mean, I would say if I had to pick it, I'd actually say Friday night. I love it when he comes out on Friday night. And I love just going around the block. It's, it's not the Sunday. It's not 10 hours. Actually kind of a little bit more laid back once he's out on the street.
Okay.
Before he's out on the street, it's not as much. But I just love the weekend. Every part of it, I love. And there's parts, you say, well, as our friend Dave says on Sunday at 12 o'clock when he comes, it's the beginning of the end. And I go,
Aw.
but it's not to be a bad thing. It's because we look forward to this all year round, every
Right.
part of it. But it's Sunday when he comes out, it's like, well, this is the last day, but we also have a full day ahead of us.
Yeah. A
Yeah.
long day,
Yes.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a long day. Because when Anthony goes home around 10, I think we do it at 10, it'll be between 10
Yeah.
and 11. Like, we're out till like 2 or 3 in the morning, making sure, like, everything's put away, and as much as we can take down, and making sure the vendors are up the street cleaners coming in. But that's the behind the scenes stuff that a lot of people don't see. We would always have a few people come down and goes, "Oh my God, it's feast season! I can't believe look how quick," and like it just happens.
Right.
We had a member, a dear friend Jerry, who would work like for months, putting it up, especially feast week, out there putting tents up, doing this. He was, the feast fairy comes. Poof, feast is up.
Yeah, right.
It's a lot more than that.
So there's a lot of work that goes into it. It's all year long, it's so much fun to do.
Oh,
And
good.
when it's here, it's like, wow, I've already done this.
Yeah, we have meetings we have a monthly meeting with our members once a month, And then we have feast committee meetings more frequently. Like start once a month and then get like bi-weekly as the summer comes along. And it's fun. We have a lot of fun planning. We argue about, we even argue about the color of confetti.
Every year.
Okay. Well, from my experience, it appears to be the same every year. Am I wrong?
Well, we'll see this year. I'm not saying what it is.
Oh, okay.
No, it's usually red, white, and green. There's like white and brown. But yeah, I like changing it up. Some people.
I prefer traditional colors.
I like festive. Yeah. I like to,
There was
I
one
like
year
the
he
picture.
surprised me.
Yeah, I like the picture to be different every year. Right?
There was a year he surprised me, and it, St. Anthony Sunday, and the confetti cannons go off, and I'm looking around, and he has the biggest smile on his face. I said, "It looks like a Carvel ice cream cake."
It was rainbow. It was her. It was beautiful. Yeah, but then the committed confetti, he throws confetti now. I haven't done it in a couple of years, but I used to throw from the roof. Like, there's old pictures where we can send you a few. Like the confetti they used to come off. Like ticker tape parade confetti. Prince Street was loaded. Like, he took hours to get up Prince Street because it was just constant confetti at houses. And me and Michael D'Elia, who you know, we live. My mother lives above him. Now, we face Endicott Street. When the Saint came home, we threw 90 bags of garbage bags of confetti
Between the two of you?
on our roof. We did it together, and it took 40 minutes to get the bags, and the city went absolutely crazy. They had to bring a dump truck so they could
No.
unload it again, pick it up. We actually blocked my friend Matthew's aunt, Michelle Torella, and his mother Riri. They live next door to us. They blocked with the confetti. It was so high it blocked their front door.
No.
Yeah, so the city cannot throw that much confetti again. Yeah.
How old were you guys?
Oh, I was 30 and he was in his 20s. Yeah.
Okay,
No,
so
I wasn't like I was a kid. I was an adult knowing better, but I did it anyway because that's what you do. Well, same. Yeah. But years ago, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I have on House Street, we call it the Bonetti Confetti Blizzard.
okay.
And I have the honor of having my name rhyme with confetti. So it does work.
Here's a count, Bonetti Confetti.
Yes.
That's his nickname. Well, he has a lot of nicknames.
Yes.
I like that one. I'm gonna start using it.
Yeah.
I love it though. But that's one of my favorite parts. And I like seeing all the neighborhood kids. They love throwing.
Yeah.
So now I've had to make sure there's enough between cannons and bags of something for everybody to do.
Yeah, cannons are new. We didn't have cannons when I was a kid. It was all bags of shredded. We used to have paper factories around the North End. North Station had one. There was Richmond Street was the city of Boston had a printing company.
Okay.
They did their in-house printing right on Richmond Street, and where the North End Street School is now.
Yeah.
And we used to go there, and Joe Blazo, who
Yes.
worked there, and a few others. And he
Oh,
would
I can
save-
just imagine him with this role.
Yeah, and he would save the good strips because I actually was so crazy. I would test what confetti fell better on my roof, and then he would save confetti for all of us, and we would go and load it up for St. Anthony's Feast Week. And I have 5 flights to my roof. It was torture, but all my friends, I called them, be here 1:00, 2 trips, 3 bags each trip, and we did it. Yeah, I was skinny then. Now I would pant myself. I don't think I could.
Can't do
And you
5
have
flights
high-
of
you have
stairs.
High stairs. I've
Yeah.
done those
It
before.
was tough, but it was fun. Yeah, and then everyone else was throwing it too. It's great. Yeah.
That's
No,
amazing.
that-
Eddie Cannons took there.
They're new now, so that was an
I like
addition
old
to the confetti.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a modern twist on a
Modern twist to it.
tradition.
And then there's the food. I like having. I go. Me and my mother on Saturday afternoon. We usually go by Ricky Marabella's, and we'll have some raw clams, cohogs.
Okay, yeah.
I like cherry stones.
So does everybody. When everybody talks about him, they say the cherry
There's
stones.
cherry stones are better. There's little necks I like for macaroni, linguine, and clams. I like spaghetti. I'm picky with my macaroni. Spaghetti and clams, but cherry stones raw are the best because they're great size, and just a little lemon. I like Frank's hot sauce, and that's So we always have 2 dozen. It's a Saturday afternoon tradition. Yeah, it's fun.
Me, favorite feast food, Zapoli.
Oh,
Easy,
yeah.
easy enough.
Yeah, we have 2 Zapolis.
Yes.
And that's right. Dealing with the vendors is always fun.
Yeah, so
Behind the scenes vendor wars,
Yeah.
pricing.
it's
Yes,
crazy.
and only was
Okay.
a few years ago about
What
One
happened?
cannoli person was, I'm not going to mention names. They're not here anymore, but one cannoli guy came in, an old school North End, undercut the pricing on cannoli. Say they were $5. I think they're $5 out. He went to 4, right? And everyone, oh, no, the cannoli, like, you had. He goes, oh, no, the committee gave me a deal. I was like, shut up. Right? And then it was like the cannoli wars of I think it was 2011. Yeah. It was crazy. But they're always fun, the banter between the vendors, because they've been with us 50, some of them, 40.
Some of them been there a long time.
Wow.
Yeah. And we're lucky we still have a lot of North Enders who have our vendors.
Yes. I
And
think that's
like
great.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We know, like Ricky and
The wise guys, Nikki
the
Verace. Yeah.
Michael Delia's nephews.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Nicholas and Ralph are
He's related to everybody.
Yeah, that's a big family. But it's good to know. And then we have a few guys still come up from New York and New Jersey.
Actually, we have a Zapoli stand that comes up from you.
From New York. He has good Zapolies. Don't tell the Della Rockers. But yeah, and then Maureen Nolan's been. I actually worked a slush stand one feast.
Oh, really?
It's a lot of work. And,
Yeah.
And but she's still the slush king from East Boston.
Yep. I love the slush
They've
cake.
been.
Yeah.
I worked for them one summer, and Mark is running the shop now. The son, who's my age.
Okay.
I mean, being a vendor's a lot of work too. I mean, it's a long weekend when you think
I
about it.
know.
Yeah. So they make they give us a donation, they get their spot. But we're St. Anthony's Feast is busy. Like we open at 11 Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Right.
and it's only to 11 p.m.
You know, but Thursday night's busy.
The good thing about moving St. Lucie to Thursday was she got a full feast. It's like a 4th day of St. Anthony.
It really is. So wait, what was Monday like then when it wasn't?
It was very quiet. Like a lot of there was probably if there was there's 100 stands for St. Anthony, there's probably a dozen
Okay.
for St. Lucie.
Very different street atmosphere.
Like, it was just one block from Thatcher to the bandstand. Well, all the way down here.
Yeah.
But every neighborhood, like people would come out with tables and chairs who lived there, and I loved it.
I was gonna say,
It was
I
all
like that
North End
sounds kind of
feast.
better. Yeah.
It does. It is. But with people who passed away and people who moved, and the school schedule really changed because you always went to school after St. Anthony's.
Yeah.
Now they're going before this.
Oh, there's people who are in school now.
Yeah. So that really changed how, especially with the girls or the women who were in the club or carried the same. I said we have to change this around to make it. Yeah.
And if it fell on Labor Day weekend like it does this year, St. Lucie was even harder on the Monday.
Okay.
But it was a
Yeah.
special Monday night. Yeah. If you know Christine Bever, Michelle Gall, they still love Monday St. Lucie, but I love the Thursday. Gives her like prime time now.
Yeah. Oh, and Father Mike is always there to.
Oh yeah.
He's the best. I think when he first came back, I introduced his hair. I had the pleasure of introducing the president when Saint comes out. But I introduced Father Mike quick that year because I'm so happy to have a contemporary be my pastor.
Yeah.
I was like, here's the guy who I used to drink, lift up the flights, and is now giving me holy wine instead. But he's just a genuinely nice guy. He loves the feasts. He loves the neighborhood. He knows the neighborhood. He carried St. Anthony.
And he already told me, he says he wants to go under again this year. So
He does. He wants to carry the
He
saint.
said he wants to go under again.
Yeah, he carried the Madonna, I think, last week.
Yeah, and it
come from the wall.
Yeah, and last year we carried St. Anthony on the Friday night, and I told him, I said, we'll throw you under again Friday night.
My North End, the podcast, is brought to you by Wildflower Hair Studio. Located at 215 Hanover Street on the 2nd floor, they offer expert haircuts, coloring, styling, and makeup services for every day and every occasion. Whether you're looking for a fresh new look or just a trim, their experienced team delivers personalized care and attention to detail. Victoria and Cole are the absolute best. They'll have you looking flawless, and as a bonus, they have one of the best people watching spots in the entire North End. Planning your wedding? Wildflower specializes in custom bridal hair and makeup with on- and off-site services across New England. Bridal packages include trial sessions and day of styling for brides, bridesmaids, and family members, ensuring everyone looks their best. Book your appointment or consultation at wildflowerhairstudio.com and experience the difference at Wildflower. This show is brought to you by Heart and Soul. Heart and Soul is a boutique located in the North End, and it's also online. It's owned and operated by mother and daughter team and North End residents Elaine and Gina DeGangi. Heart and Soul has the most fashionable trends at affordable prices, including clothing, shoes, and accessories for women, and now featuring Heart and Soul for the fellas, which is an online selection offering the same for men. All items are carefully handpicked. They often feature North End designers, and they're only available in limited quantities. So once they're gone, they're gone. So when you're in the North End, be sure to stop by, see Gina and Elaine at 354 Hanover Street, and stay on trend. My North End, the podcast, is brought to you by Wise Guys. Started right here in the North End, Wise Guys has the best cannolis, authentic pasta, meatballs, chicken cutlets, and more for the North End feasts and various events. Make sure to stop by and see them at the St. Anthony's Feast over Labor Day weekend, too. They are simply the best. Give them a follow on Instagram at wiseguys_co._LLC so you can keep up with them. They're a great follow. That's wiseguys_co._LLC.
We should we talk about what's special this year. Is our friends from
Yes, so
Okay.
this year we do have a delegation of members from St. Anthony's Basilica in Padua coming with one of the priests that visited for 100th in 2019 with his relic, his major relic from the Basilica. And they're coming for the weekend. The relic will be on display the whole weekend of the feast. And that's something very special. As you know, one of the reasons is this year's Jubilee year for the church. So they're, the opportunity for St. Anthony to, instead of you having to go to Italy to see St. Anthony, you can stay home and see St. Anthony right here. This is St. Anthony again.
Let's stay home.
Not stay home. Come to the feast. But yes.
You got to come to Endicott
Yes, you're
Street.
going to come to the feast. But this is a chance. This is, again, St. Anthony coming to the people. And this is the real...
It's important. That basilica is stunning. It's where he's buried. It's where they transferred his body when he died, and they built this huge basilica around him. And Padua is a pretty beautiful city. One of the oldest colleges in Europe is in Padua. And we went separately. And really, the good thing about Michael's not saying he's part of the... He joined the fraternity. They have a society in the Basilica of lay people that Michael is a member of. So he really helpful.
In Italy?
Yes.
Yeah. So his fraternity is coming here to see him.
Yeah. So, that one, because it's located as Basilica, it's the first organization started shortly after he was canonized as a saint. So almost 800 years ago, started in St. Anthony's honor. And the role of the organization is to, bring St. Anthony across the world. And so, part of that is, St. Anthony coming here to our feast in celebration of him.
It was the third time, the fourth time. They were here for a but I mean, it's...
That was a big one, yeah.
And that was the bishop. This is the societies never come. So we're looking forward to welcoming them. But the relics is always nice because it really drives home what's it about. So they'll be on procession with us.
Yeah, on Friday, and then Saturday they'll be down the feast. They'll have all day until the mass, and then St. Leonard's Saturday night and all day Sunday.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it really is. And I know Father Michael, him and I were talking about it yesterday. He's very excited about it.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he always gives a good blessing.
Yes.
Like you can tell it's like person. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've run into him on a number of occasions before he's going to go bless the saint for all the feasts. And he's always, I'll say, oh, are you ready? And he'll say, oh, I'm praying for the right words.
Yeah. No, he finds them.
Yeah.
Yeah. He definitely finds.
He's good for spontaneous blessings, too, if you ever need one on the street.
Oh, I must be the most blessed person in the North End. He blesses me all the time when I run into him. I always feel so lucky. Like, who gets to do that?
I know. No, some people need blessings more than others. But yeah, no, that's the beauty of living in our neighborhood is and I'm so happy you embrace it. I love the name of your podcast, My North End, because...
Oh, thank you. Well, I can't take credit for, so it's a good opportunity to talk about. We have a YouTube show as well, or it's not like I'm just one of the hosts. I don't run that, but Gino started it with Richie Spags and Joe Testa, and yeah, so it's Gino Moro. He thought of the name My North End, and I'm very grateful he let me use it for the podcast. But
That's great. Well, you're talking about Joe and Joe Testa and Richie Spags, all those families, huge supporters of the feast. His brother Carmen is a member of our club.
Endicott Street.
Endicott Street.
Oh,
Joe Testa, it was a real devotion to St. Anthony.
Yep.
His son-in-law's our DJ for down there.
Always, yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Plays good music for for the senior building, but for everyone down that area. Because the feast is so long, the bandstand music doesn't hit that way. But yeah, we love Joe and good friends with my Uncle Vito. So
Yeah. Oh,
good,
I was with them.
Good folks.
I was with them yesterday. They were playing bocce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all the best.
Yeah, they are.
You ask them, they'll tell you. Yeah, no, we're looking to for again. They'll be here all weekend, and they'll put fun of their stoop, as we still call it. It's they always have a little open house. Josie's getting up there in age, but we love Josie Spag, Richie's mom.
Yeah, she's great.
And his nephew as a vendor.
Yes.
We gotta love Cheenies. There's a lot of
the
great
best Cheenies. No, Joe Spags has the best Cheenies ever.
All right. Well, I sell a lot of vending, but I love Joe Spag's cheap. But yeah, no, it's fun. That's what I love. Is that the thing between vendors, like whose Cheenies are the best. I won't say what else they said, but yeah, no, it's going to be a great year. We're looking forward to it. As long as the weather's great, we're blessed that people come to St. Anthony's Feast to celebrate with us. We want the North End to have a lot of fun, be respectful. I would be remiss if you didn't mention the issue with some of the young kids from out of town.
Yeah, please be respectful. Don't start trouble. Please don't ruin it for everybody. Come on.
Yeah.
And celebrate our traditions with us.
Yeah. Or stay home.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, the city's been great. The neighborhood is great, and we have good weather. The feast is going to be right. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, you said you can't even look at the weather.
I don't look. We don't talk about it.
It's not allowed.
Okay.
There's a few. There's a bunch of us on the committee. Don't tell me anything about the weather till like the Tuesday or Wednesday before. Right, and everyone else is looking at future forecasts.
Well, that can always change, and it often does.
I don't want to deal with we're planning it. Like if I already know I'm going to be, we're lucky.
Yeah.
I think Sandy and St. Lucie won the feast because I'm going to not know what I should touch my singing. We usually have some pretty decent one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least that's how I remember Feast Pass.
He's a saint who likes the festival.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what do you want to see out of the North End as we move into the next generation?
Oh, I want to see, to be honest, I mean, I don't like a lot of change. That's me personally. So I like seeing, as we said earlier, I like seeing the younger generations continue to carry on these traditions. Because, as the old generation starts to not handle it as much anymore, it's passed on to us, and then, I have to pass it on to someone else. That's what I want to see. I want to see the interest continue to grow, more people to learn to love it, or love it naturally. And I want them to learn what it's all about, how to run this feast and make it continue.
Yeah, I think we're in good shape. We have a lot of young members, have young kids, and they're really into it.
Yeah.
They were here all day yesterday. As we used to call my mother, and there was a Fadizo as someone who was like really, really into the feast. So,
like this guy?
It's my official
title.
title.
He's a Fadizo. I think Fadizo was a guy originally. Someone could correct. That's Joe Testa.
Okay.
But now it's like you're a Fadizo. You love the feast, and we have I call him my nephew, Gennaro's son William, among others. But William plays like feast.
Yes.
Like he'll lift up something and say number one, and on the arms, and lift the milk crate. We did that as kids, so I love it. Like I'm watching,
and as everyone's told me, I only recently stopped playing feast.
Yes. Well, he's playing real feast.
Yes, now I play real feast.
Yeah, now like before I could just get out. Now I can't. Yeah, he's the president. But yeah, that's what I think I want to see. Not only for the feast, but like for the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like keep I'm a more modern Catholic, but I love our church. It means so much to a lot of people. Father Mike in that church does so much for everyone. I'm on the board of the health center. So
Oh, I
like
didn't know that.
Yeah. I've been on the board for quite a while, over 10 years. Actually, the board chairman. So I like to, and that was founded by North Enders in 1971. 12 dozen North End people, led by Elaine Wilson, got together and said, we need a health center in this neighborhood. And they opened the health center with the help of Ted Kennedy back then and
No kidding.
the governor. And so, yeah, and it's like things like that. That NEMPAC, I think, does great work. And that's, and Sherry's relatively new with some the NEAA, Marlo's at the Nazaro Center, right?
Yeah.
And then the Nazaro Center and the programs there. And we're getting a new youth. So having those generations keep not only the feast, but the neighborhood together. Because I think the restaurants are great. And we love the restaurants. I mean, we eat
all the time.
I'm at a bar every night, having a glass of wine and a snack. But and they do so much for the neighborhood.
Yeah.
But it's more than just what you see on Hanover Street. It's like there's the other part of the North End that is the culture, is the people. So when it's all together, it's the best neighborhood.
And Jay and I were walking I think a week or two ago, and I forget what we were doing, and we were just walking and said, "There's no other place like it." I think we were on Charlie Street.
Yeah. And I'm
And-
and
And
that's the other end.
Yes, and
That's the other thing.
we were just walking, and it really is no other neighborhood like it.
Because
Yeah.
even like I turned the corner and we walked down, we were dropping something off to someone, and I'm like, oh, I didn't even know this person lived here. We had a 20-minute conversation because I haven't seen them in a while. But, you talked about those people from all over the country who come, and a lot of them are Italian Americans who don't have the neighborhoods like we still have.
Yeah.
And they're sad about it. Like, this is the best Little Italy that still is a neighborhood. Like, I love New York City's one of my favorite places. But their Little Italy, San Gennaro's Feast is phenomenal. If you haven't been, it is.
I have to go.
super-
Yeah.
humongous. But New York is 7 million people.
Right.
Right? That feast is humongous. And we go every year. There's a bunch, like that does it.
If we have a group of us, that
Yeah. And Maddie from London La Cava goes, Dom goes, and Christina. So we all meet at the Mulberry Street Bar, and who the president of the San Gennaro group owns it. We have a ball, right? And it's unique, but as a neighborhood, all those other places are not like this.
Oh, I think this is not even just the best Little Italy in America. I think this is the best neighborhood in America.
yeah.
I think there's really nothing like this. When I tell people the stories about it, like just living here, people who don't live here, they're like, "This, you live in a movie. This isn't real life."
Well, and there's a few
But it
times,
is.
like our dear friend Vin, him and I, I forget what conversation we were having. He looked at me one night, he goes, "There's nowhere else in the world that comment just came out." Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a village, is it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And we have the village has, sometimes we have village idiots too. But we love it. Yeah. It's just the best place there is. Like you mentioned, you go to play bocce. right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go down there any time of the day or night, and
And it's busy.
it's busy. There's someone you know. Someone's going to teach you how to play bocce if you don't know.
Oh, they all have their own ways of playing, and they've all tried to teach me their styles.
Yes.
Yeah, and then you got confused. It's all I say, and I'm not a bocce. It's all about finessing the ball.
Yeah, I've gotten the hang of it.
Yeah, and I kind of define what that means.
I don't embarrass
So you throw
myself.
the ball.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, my grandfather still played down there. I don't think he can make it walk down there anymore. But if he still did it, he would tell you how everyone else's way was wrong.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing.
And they all will tell.
Oh, yes.
That's
100%.
Joe Layza.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And then while they're arguing about bocce, they're also arguing who makes the best eggplant parm and who does this, and I cook better than you. And a lot of the North End guys still cook.
Yeah.
That's what's great. Like, the North End guys always cooked. It's, I'm not going to say better or worse than their wives or their mothers, but food's a huge, connector for the neighborhood, and we still do that, yeah.
And if you didn't know they cooked, social media came around, and we all know they cooked.
Yes, we know what everyone eats on Facebook every day. I think Julia had peas and pasta.
Yes.
So, and that's what, to go back to the feast, social media really kind of changed the feast.
Yeah.
Where a lot of new people from all over, because they're like, oh, I want to see this feast.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it really, we hear that all the time.
All the time.
Like I saw, I mean, I think we have 30,000 people follow our
Yeah, it's crazy.
and then maybe 8 to 10. I forget what on Instagram. And those are only 2 we do. But it's the comments. Oh, I'm coming this year, first time. What should I do? Where can I stay?
And the crazy thing is, now you'll notice, I think every feast now has crowds. Even us on Thatcher and on Margin Street, you'll see crowds.
Okay.
Social media, crazy thing to do is just pose underneath them like you're wearing them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not surprised that's a thing. Yeah.
I was shocked that was a thing.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Don't you understand how girls operate on Instagram? Like, of course they figured that out.
Yeah. The 7 poses. Like
Yeah.
you're walking down the street and they're like doing the practice swaps.
And then, yeah, one of her friends is filming it. Yeah.
And it
So
doesn't
then
make...
I start practicing to walk down, and then they get me. Some of them like it, but some of them don't too.
But yeah, so it's all of them. Every single one has every single one gets posed as like, someone trying to wear the crown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite. Like I said earlier, trolling Instagram for like, oh, who was at the feast? Because we even have a sign, tag your photo saying
Yeah.
feast. We just put it across the chapel, and a lot of people do.
All right, so if you go tag at St. Anthony's Feast.
Yes, tag at St. Anthony's Feast or hashtag St. Anthony's Feast so we can see your photos, and we'll share them on our Instagram.
Hey, you want to be famous?
Yes. Eat something, take a picture with St. Anthony, find us.
Yep.
Jason and Michael. I'm the only Jason.
There's a lot of Michaels.
A
lot of Michaels.
Bonetti confetti.
Yes.
This guy.
That's what Bonetti can.
I'm a little harder to find short to the ground, but...
Yes, if it's a crowd, look, don't. You'll never find it. Yeah. But we love it. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, I look forward to the song year round. I mean, as I think I could speak for most of my members on that.
Yeah, we have a good group that get to, we really get together the weekend and have fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
do
you
a lot of work too.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. We try.
You have a great group for sure.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess this wraps it for me.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part?
My favorite part of the feast, I think just seeing everybody, like you said, and maybe people I haven't seen in a while. The entertainment, you can look it up online, obviously, but I'm always curious about like what kind of, it's different every year. So like what kind of music are you going to get?
We do. Yeah, that's one thing we didn't mention, but we try to keep it very Italian-American entertainment. So you'll see a lot of Italian music and American. So like standard Sinatra, doo-wop.
Oh, I love that stuff.
Yeah.
I think one year was.
Well, to me, it's what Italian Americans listen to, right? Yeah.
I listen to it like every day, but yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people did. But
Yeah.
You have Sinatra and Dean Martin and Jimmy Roselli. They defined an era of music, right? Rosemary Clooney and all these Italian women and made these records. And
Connie Francis, rest in peace.
And that's part of the feast is like, when you're partaking in the feast, you're kind of stepping back in time a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we like. On a Saturday afternoon, listen, I always like to hear Mala Femina by Jimmy Roselli. And we have singers, so we try to keep it not just DJs, there's live bands. And but I just, that music with the bustling of the crowd, it's like, it reminds me when I was a kid, because I would, be up to my window. I'm like, oh my God, there's the same song. Like, even though it sounds terrible, like every year you're hearing the same song, but it's I love it.
And I think as we get closer to the feast, we're like, I think all of us on our phones, we have an album like feast music.
Okay.
A
A playlist.
Yes, exactly.
Club playlist.
Yeah.
DJ Dave Cap, we know every Sunday during the summer.
Yeah.
Feast
music. Yeah.
I love it. Well, I can't wait for this year. And where can everybody find you on social media? Just one more time.
So we're St. Anthony's Feast Boston on Facebook and St. Anthony's Feast on Instagram. And with the hashtag, come down, take pictures of yourself, and it's going to be a great, great time. So we're looking forward to it.
All right. Well, can't wait. Thanks for being on, guys.
Thanks.
Oh,
again.
thank you. This is
Appreciate it.
Yeah.